Coach Wells, thanks for joining us and congratulations. 250 wins in the books for you.
Yeah, thanks. Thanks for having me on.
The win on Saturday, right, against Mercyhurst was number 250 for you, which puts you in the top third of women's college hockey coaches. That's pretty impressive in 15 seasons. Did you know that that number was coming, or?
Well, we were on a 5-game skid, so I had a pretty good amount of time to take it all in, and enough people tell me over the 3 weeks that the next win would be 250. So it certainly didn't sneak up on anybody. But I guess the best part about getting that and was hearing from so many people, as the university so kindly put up on social media, just hearing from a lot of people I haven't heard from. So, I mean, that's one of the great things about this business is you create a lot of friendships. And, during the season, we all get caught up in, what's going on with our own teams. And, it's just a nice moment to be able to have some back and forth with a number of people that reached out to congratulate.
Mm-hmm. And to break that streak too, get your team back on track. What would you say was different about that game, that had them, in the win column?
Well, I mean, our season has been, I kind of equate it to a really good golf game when you're putting well and hitting it horribly, or you're hitting it fantastically and putting not so well. And I think the nights that we've been able to put both of them together have been the reason why we're kind of hovering just under 500. And I felt like we kind of put everything together there the second night against Mercyhurst. You look at our games this year, we've scored. We scored in bunches and then we haven't scored. So just trying to create some consistency throughout, and having a good idea what to expect would be what we all look for. But that's the beauty of college athletics and why people come and watch and follow us.
Mm-hmm. And you are now heading into some pretty serious conference play here. You have Dartmouth and Harvard coming in for you this weekend. And then your schedule from here on out is bananas. ECAC women's hockey is by far the best in the country. So how are you preparing your team for that?
Yeah, I think, one of the things that I've been really impressed with, and with our team this year, is we have shown up every single day. And it is something that you don't see a lot, and no matter how good your team is. The energy's been great, practices have been great. Even when we played Mercyhurst last week, we played on the Tuesday and Wednesday to make sure we gave the players the weekend off. A lot of players left from Mercyhurst, and we returned from practice for practice on Monday. And a lot of times, it takes a little bit to get going again, and just the energy was great and practice was great again. This is a tough time of year for all student athletes just because of the finals, and everybody goes home for Thanksgiving. They think they're going to get a ton of work done and catch up on all their work, and nobody does anything. And then they show back up at school and they're like, oh my gosh, I got so much work to do. And then, we got hockey too to go on top of that. So I'm fortunate that my wife and I have 3 children. They're all in college, so I know exactly what all the college students are going through. And I probably believe my children did the same thing, tried to catch up on work over break, and now they're grinding here.
Yeah, the life of a college athlete, right? We're also talking, NCAA is celebrating 50 years of Title IX. Women's hockey has come a long way in 50 years. And you may even argue in the 15 years that you've been at the head of women's hockey, what's the biggest difference you've seen in the game for women?
Well, I just think the pace of the game. I mean, just the game itself is so much faster, and not even 15 years. I even think in the last year, there's been a huge uptick in pace of play. And that has a lot to do with, young girls starting out at the same time that young boys are starting out, and having organizations, dedicate ice time for girls hockey as much as they do for boys hockey, and having opportunities for the girls to play as they grow up in comfortable environments to get to the collegiate level. Outside of that, a number of organizations and some fantastic athletic directors who have been able to, push things along and create great opportunities for all the female athletes that are playing hockey at the NCAA level. Speaking selfishly for our administration and our university, the two teams coexist on our hallway here, and a $20 million rink renovation certainly shows the amount of value that they place on both the men's and women's teams here.
So you say it's an exciting time to be in women's hockey.
Yes, it is. I think the games are great, and I think you're starting to see attendance grow at the events, and I think you're starting to see some nice rivalries, in and out of the seasons, within the leagues, just with teams who are playing at such a high level, and the games are so tight, and there's certainly been a lot of crossover, I think, with the non-conference tournaments, which creates a lot of excitement too. Just with Yale going out and playing BU, and Minnesota out in Las Vegas. That's an experience for that we haven't had to be able to have in a long time. So for people to be hosting these tournaments gives them an opportunity to do things.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, we wish you the best of luck with the rest of your season. You still got a lot of time to go.
Yeah. No, the second half really gets it going. It's I always kind of equate it to whatever the Mo Farah, the British runner there. I think it was the 2,500 or whatever 10,000 meter run at the Olympics. They run 24 laps at snail's pace, and then they sprint the last lap to get the gold medal. And that's pretty much what the ECAC is. I was just meeting with our strength coach to go over our second half schedule, and we play Friday, Saturday, Tuesday, Friday, Saturday, Tuesday, Friday, Saturday, Tuesday, and then a stretch at the end of January where we play Yale, Brown, Colgate, Cornell, right in a little 8-day stretch. We play those 5 games. So going to be an exciting time. Yep.
Yeah, endurance is key there, right?
Yeah, no doubt. Yeah.
Coach Wells, thank you.
Yeah. Okay. Thanks, Nicole.